load 2x6s in his truck.
He's probably wearing shorts from flip flop.
God, he was working today. He's covered in like dirt.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
I figure he's one of those guys that it's got snow on the ground. He's still wearing shorts and flip flops.
If he was out running. Bust ups. That was because he ran into a tree.
It's a YouTube. No.
Farm gets older once he's.
I don't know. I don't know. He was asking a bunch of questions the other night after he was out harvesting.
That's pretty cool. Because what are you guys, third generation?
Well, technically we're fifth. And yeah, I'm sixth. Yeah.
Same farm.
No, well, no.
That's fine.
My aunt sold the.
It's pretty, right?
Our ancestor came to DeKalb County and bought
Do that for sure.
right where the Hickson sand and gravel pit is. So that was a 120 acre farm. That was back in 1840s. And then my double great grandfather sold that and then bought 80 acres east of Auburn in 1875. Then my aunt sold that land apartments, like the last of it 8 years ago.
Okay.
But the real question is, do you have any ancestral claims on?
Yeah, I do.
Because I was at a meeting one time and, with my grandfather, my great grandfather,
What do you do?
that was the way they were
Right,
separating the wheat from the
exactly.
chaff.
Yours is a Mongo.
Yeah.
Don't
remind me, that ain't pretty there. So the story goes,
I'll take it.
I have my great grandfather graduated from it's Tri-State in the 1880s.
one of the early classes.
So his records were gone because they had a fire, burned everything. They lost all their records from their early years.
Back
A fire or 1900.
Oh,
So they didn't have any. They don't have anything of that time.
Look at it. Look at it. The guy.
then how do they get money from their alumni or the children and children of their
Yeah.
alumni?
And my brother's son and daughter, his daughter graduated, and his son is going there now. So.
Is that how you guys got the cows land like that or
Well, it's different families.
your mom's side of the family? We got, came from your father's.
Yeah, she did too, but her grandfather was the one that graduated from Tri-State and was a teacher and a farmer both.
Background's been in the family longer than up here.
Technically that, I think how that is because he was married twice and their farm was came from the second wife's family. So he married into a family that had 40 acres. So that's how they.
My great grandfather died at the Battle of Chickamauga, was shot at the battle and died.
Yeah.
I always thought I was entitled to reparations.
Yeah. My mom does genealogy of her hobby, and I descend from 3 different people from the Mayflower.
I got one. The Governor Bradford is one that was killed at the Battle of Chickamauga. His name was Bradford. I want Bradford.
Yeah.
He probably don't.
Yes, I mean, I don't know how many millions of people descend from the Mayflower.
25% of the U.S. population.
The way he's got his arm.
Yeah.
Charlie, we're nobody's.
I just don't know.
You just haven't checked it out.
Yeah, so my mom does it. My mom does the hobby after she retired.
I always pick on him.
Your neighbor.
That's the hard ones.
Oh.
It's your Bill. It's your Bill. He's Mongo. Never heard.
He what?
Bill was raised in Mongo. Never heard. Oh, yeah.
Also, Charlie, you were raised in?
Yeah, that's right.
Barely left.
He's still there.
He's a refugee.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you're over here seeking asylum.
Yes.
He used to have a school. Is the school still standing?
So is your brother and he was the last two.
I'm trying to think, are you talking the one by Brushy Prairie still?
I do.
Or just the Mongo school itself?
My sister is in.
I don't think so.
She's there. So, yeah.
I've got a picture of it.
Okay.
Sorry.
She received some land from in the family, and then she just sold it this fall. So she's no longer tied that way.
Gotcha. Somebody call
Yeah, we got a quorum.
him? Do it.
Before we
Yeah.
officially get started. Yeah, go ahead.
You're a ringtone down the hall, you know.
Probably. We're in the bathroom.
And that's a good sound.
Yeah.
He's coming. You're not. You don't sound thrilled either. I know Stockwell's somewhere out west, isn't he?
Yeah,
He said he was gonna miss this week and next week.
Yeah, he said he was at the airport tonight, but I don't know when. It's at 9.
Landon's coming up.
What is it?
Coming up. Oh, you were right, the last meeting, you told us that, yeah. How many do we have on for December?
At least 3.
Wow.
My wife wasn't too thrilled tonight. She's not feeling good. I'm taking, she went out in Fort Wayne for hockey.
Oh.
Yeah, how many miles are in the Duramax now? 15?
No, 40,500 or something.
Doug, are you gonna wait for all the show?
That's good.
Yeah.
That's something for Karen.
You can write that off though. It's in the file.
Did your yields come out okay this year?
Yeah,
This is
A bit,
stuff on.
just good enough.
See, like-
Crop insurance is not a conversation I'm gonna have.
See if you
with
think
clients,
it's
so.
worth.
These prices over there.
Or.
Yeah, it's really dry there and
Presentation.
especially where it's a little sandy or a little.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but-
Any place a little droughty, boy, it really.
Because even whenever I need to get back to them.
Especially the soybeans are really high,
Thank you.
just a little bit above average crop, or it was better, but.
It's the price, it's the problem.
Yeah.
Just dog water.
Yeah, we're gonna have more revenue than a year ago, but the expenses are gonna be a little bit better, but not, it's not great. Well, they worked out a deal with China, so that price of soybeans come up some.
I understand what that makes such a big difference. There's one big pot of soybeans produced by the world. that-
I know, and you're talking 0.5%,
Yeah,
is what they're gonna buy.
well, I don't understand why that, out of that pot, everybody's gotta buy from that pot, no matter who produces it.
I know, and it's a commodity, so it's, Chinese soybeans, or Brazilian soybeans, and American soybeans, it's same. All right, so we need to get this movie going here.
Hey, you ready for a roll call? Oh, well, we have call it to order.
Yeah,
I'm rusty.
he is rusty. The November 10th, 2025 Board of Zoning Appeals hearing shall come to order. Charlie,
Roll call.
roll call, please.
Karen DeForest.
Here.
Landon Brown. Dan Reinhold. Here. Doug Smith.
Here.
All right, we have a quorum. You ready for rules and procedures?
Yes.
Please turn your cell phones off or to vibrate. Please keep conversations to a minimum and, when necessary, as quiet as possible. Meetings are recorded. Information concerning the agenda and applications are available on the table near the entrance. Restrooms are located to the north outside of the commissioner's room. Exit is located on the east side of the commissioner's room. Please sign in. Please speak at the podium, or speak only when at the podium. State your name and address. Speak only to the chair. Be brief and speak to the topic in discussion. Be mindful there is a speaking time limit. Petitioners will be given a time limit of 10 minutes and the remonstrators will have a time limit of 3 minutes. Staff presents a petition. Petitioner speaks for the petition. Members of the public may speak in favor or opposition of the application. Board members may question remonstrators. Petitioner may address questions with no new evidence presented. Motion is made in the affirmative. If a second is received, discussion will commence. Amendments may be made. Voting will take place and the result will be announced. You ready for the first one?
Yes, please.
We have B-25-23, Donnie and Amy Absher, petition for one-dimensional standard variance for a new accessory structure. Variance is for a second detached accessory structure rather than the one allowable on a lot less than 2 acres. Located at 80 lane 650 Snow Lake, 650C Snow Lake, section 21 of Jamestown Township, map number 76, 321-430-135-000-006. The GIS photo here. Submitted site plan. an aerial photo or a site photo looking up the driveway, and one, I believe, looking north. That's what I have for you.
Petitioner, come forward to the podium and then state your name and address for the record.
My name is Amy Absher, and I live at AV Lane 650C.
And tell us about your project.
Okay, we applied for a variance and then applied for a permit, which is part of the reason why there is a letter from our builder that states that, you know, he was unaware of us building that or keeping the shed. The shed has been there since 2017, probably before most of these people in opposition have been there. I do have 2 letters from neighbors who are not opposing the shed and have written letters on our behalf. An elderly couple that lives close to us and another couple that lives close to us. I can present those to the board if you would like.
And Charlie, please.
I enclosed pictures of the shed in its condition, which is in excellent condition. It's landscaped, it's well cared for. I also presented letters why I wish to keep the shed, because in the shed, along with all of our equipment to maintain our home and keep it beautiful, is some things that I use for Fremont Elementary School. And I also use for our Snow Lake Association. My husband and I have both been active for almost 10 years on that association. I store buoys and things. There was a letter from our president of the association in there. There is a tree line between us and our property, Tom and Tracy Rosebrock, and there is a tree line in front of our property. And where the approved pole barn is built, will not be blocking, most people won't even see the shed anymore because it's going to be blocking it. You know, we would just like to be able to keep it. I do keep, my aunt is 93 and I am her, not her primary caregiver. She lives in assisted living, but I have a hospital bed. I have a wheelchair. I have a portable commode. I have some medical equipment that she needs from time to time, and she's unable to purchase at will for herself. And so I have those things stored in there as well. And I would like to be able to keep that to maintain not having to leave wood or scraps or any types of things, you know, buoys, things from Lake Association outside.
Great.
That's all.
All right, any questions from the board? Landon?
I don't have any.
Karen?
Are you going to have water hooked up there,
No.
in there? You're just gonna have the electric?
There's no, in the pole barn, there will be no water. There'll be no drains, there'll be no water, there'll be gutters, garage doors, and that's it. There will be electricity.
So is it already built?
Yes, and that has already received a permit through our builder.
Okay. But
It
it
would-
is done,
It is not almost, it's
It's
very
close.
close to completion, yes.
for right now.
Okay, Dan? I'm good. Okay. Okay, there's this board has received letters from various parties backing up what the petitioner has said about having medical equipment for her aunt from Alvin Schmucker. There's a letter here and testifying to that. Then there's one from the president of the Snow Lake Cottagers Association, Gus Reed, and he's stating that the shed has stored these promotional materials, membership and meeting records, and he states it's difficult to find an alternative space to store these things if the variance is not approved. And then there's a letter from Fremont Elementary School, just a character reference saying that Miss Absner is a person of high character, and then there's a letter from Carmi Mace Basson and David Carney that they're opposed to the variance because there's spot placement of color of the structure is visually intrusive, making the pole barn stand out rather than blend harmoniously with the surrounding neighborhood, and negatively affects the aesthetic character of our community, but potentially impacts property values. And ask us to oppose that variance. This is from Gary and Carolyn Hohenberger. And they see, as neighbors, they see no reason to deny this variance request. I have another one from Gary Zion and Dina. I can't pronounce that name, unfortunately. They live at 60 Lane 650 CA Snow Lake. And they offer their full support of their neighbors and approve of the they're excited, or trying to read this. They are in favor of this variance. Okay. May have a seat. I'll ask the public for their input this time.
Okay. Very impressive what she has to say. So I'm opposed to it.
Your name, sir?
Tom Rosebrock, and I live right next door in 100 Lane 650C.
So is that north, south, east, west of the?
I am north of them,
Okay.
just right by the tree line. Okay. I'm new at this, so
Yeah. So just give us some.
I'll be real brief. I just have some questions.
Okay.
So I did come up and check on the paperwork on the building permit, and that was made out on October 9th. And at that time, they had, according to what I was told and have papers of, that they agreed to do away with their shed. And so that's what she had given me a copy of because it's public record, right? Okay, so normally what I've been told is if you put something new up and it's only one building for a 2-acre lot, the other building needs to be removed before you do that. Okay, so I'm wondering what happened that they got to build the new one and the old one is still there. So I'm a little puzzled with the rules that you have in place. And I see that they didn't apply here, so I'm asking why.
Okay. We come here and we have the evidence presented to us tonight, so we're listening to all sides.
I can clarify from a staff perspective.
Charlie may know how the procedures work better than us on the board too.
Yeah, basically, when someone, a lot of times you'll have this happen where someone will have an accessory building that is smaller than what they prefer. They'll have stuff stored in it that is their stuff. They have no place to put it. So when they pull a permit, they will sign a statement of proposed use saying that prior to a final certificate of occupancy for the new structure or use of the new structure, the other one would have to be torn down. If that was not to happen, they would be in violation and still would not get a certificate of occupancy.
And the city of Englewood does the same thing too.
Okay,
They will let them move in.
okay. So that's what happened with something changed from the original building permit, right?
I don't know what you mean by that.
There's a letter from our building.
I get what you're saying.
Schmucker, he did not know that we were planning to file for a variance.
This is a recorded proceeding when people speak other than in a microphone. It makes it very difficult if the transcript has to be prepared.
Okay, and so, the other thing I guess was, I wondered about these handicap supplies and what they were in detail, and it seems like she's kind of given us that detail, right? So does the board have criteria on how big a building you need to store things when you're volunteering to do it for other departments, let's say like the Snow Lake Association and
There's no standards that I'm aware of that, for this, just.
Okay, so, the biggest thing is here that makes no sense to me at all is, so all these things supposedly are in a 12 by 20 building. And I'm not arguing the building is nice, their landscaping, they take care of things, but when you put up a 40 by 40 in the neighborhood and you can't find room for all this stuff in a 40 by 40 pole barn that's 18 feet tall and 2 stalls, and they have what, 7 times the amount of storage now, and they still want a variance to keep their building? Common sense to me says, why? Obviously, they have thousands of dollars in their building, and she said it's not that old and in great shape, so they don't want to give it up. So my thought process is, this is an effort to try and keep it, but obviously they have rebuilt with a brand new one with plenty of room for all of the things that they're saying they're already storing in that little building.
All that she could present some, maybe she can answer your question better here in a few minutes. So,
Okay. Okay, that's my point right
Right.
there.
thank you.
And the building is big. You can't miss it.
Does anyone else like to come forward this time?
Tracy Rosebrad, 100 Lane, 650C. Tom's wife lives right next door. I question why you would consider this. Steuben County has rules and regulations that state you can only have one building separate from your house on an acre or so, but less than 2 acres. I'm questioning and asking you to consider this wisely, because there are probably 100+ homeowners in our neighborhood. You've got Deer Island, Eagle Island, Timber Bay, Pokagon Bay, Morley South, Morley North. And they're all watching. We all go through the neighborhood and visit, and you watch. And already we've been questioned as to what happened to Steuben County's rules and regulations. You're only allowed to have one building. Why is the second building going up so fast and they haven't gotten rid of the first building? Good question. You're opening up a very dangerous precedent, I feel. If you approve this, you're going to have more people wanting to have a second building, and they will use whatever reason, veterans, whatever they can think of to try to get it through. I also feel that it could go even bigger. They are very good lake people, and they're out on the lake to the lake sandbars. It's going to go farther. And then you're going to be questioned even more. What happened to your rules and regulations? You have them there for a reason. What's going on? I oppose this because I want to see rules and regulations followed. You have them there for a reason. Thank you.
Anyone else like to speak? Come forward.
My name is James White. That's my wife back there, Tina. And we own 2 properties. So if you come over, can I come up there and just show you? I own this chunk of ground right here. and this right here, this pole barn. Okay, so these two. And I too question the sequence of events here, how the permit got pulled and the whole deal here. And I think that it was like out of order, and I don't know, you're setting a bad example, so. I mean, if you let them guys do that, you see my chunk of ground there, I mean, here's their ground. And if you put that pole barn on there, it's almost completely filled. Are you gonna let me completely fill my property? I mean, yeah,
Could you give us your mailing address for the record, please? I hate to interrupt.
the mailing address of that property,
Or just your home address.
my home address is 7920 West Orland Road, Angola.
Okay, thank you.
So, and also, as far as storing the Snow Lake stuff, I'm a member of that association, and I own that pole barn. Nobody's ever asked me if they could put anything in there. So, I mean, you know, I went to the meetings and stuff, and whatever I suggest at those meetings, they don't really particularly like, so I don't know. I don't know. I don't agree with the sequence of events. I think you're setting a bad example. You're gonna let everybody put up a shed and a pole barn. The zoning, like these people said, there's rules and regulations. We gotta follow them. If not, everybody gets to put up a shed and a pole barn. That's just as simple as that. Everybody gets to do it. Either nobody does it or everybody does it. We just can't make little exceptions here and there. You know where I live and who I am. Thank you.
Yeah. I just want to say this to the public. Each case is presented before us and it's on its, and we evaluate on its own individual merit. No decisions made here have any bearing on a future decision that we make. And I've been on this board about 20 years-ish. And I think having two sheds on or two outbuildings on a property, and we see that about once every other year. So one party about every other, but it seems like it. There are other things we see far more often than having a second building. So just to, that's not, it does happen, but it's not very common, is my point. And this meeting is, we come here to gather, to talk it over, to find the best way forward for whatever people want to do. So,
am I open?
no, you had your turn.
Okay.
All right. Anyone else like to speak?
Good evening. Janet Shaw, 115 Lane, 650 BD in Snow Lake, Fremont. I work for the Fremont School on a part-time basis. And I had the opportunity to speak with someone at Fremont today and was questioning them to whether or not there was any handicap storage that needed to be taken care of outside of their ground. It's not handicap. And they said that there was not. It was all stored at the school and that there was not going to be anything else outside of the school property. Thank you.
Anyone else like to speak? Okay, the public portion is closed. The petitioner may come forward and speak to the questions and comments of the public.
First of all, the handicap equipment is not from Fremont Elementary. It is the information located in the letter from Eric Bryan, our principal. It is for a program that I do, and the Lake Association and the program I do at school is volunteer program. It's for Behavior Bash. It's for a third grade class, and I collect items that the students earn behavior time where we celebrate good behavior and the students are awarded prizes. Those prizes are stored at my house. Not every single prize is stored at my house, but I have received bikes and skateboards and things that our school is just not able to hold. And so therefore, those items have been stored at my house and in the shed. And with the shed being there, I want to secure the handicap equipment for my aunt. That is for my aunt. I want to secure the behavior bash stuff for my school and the Lake Association stuff in one location where it is closed off. And it has been exposed in the shed, and it would be furthermore exposed even more in this whole building that will be open and closed all the time. As far as any other questions, what were the other questions that?
The percentage.
So the percentage of our property, we own over an acre as well on our property, and the board approved the permit based on the percentage of roof line. We have just our house and this small shed there. And so, you know, I'm not looking to, I don't mind if I lose money on my shed, honestly. This shed is going to be given to someone I work with if I cannot keep it. So, and that makes me feel good because that's what I do. I want to volunteer. I want to do good things for people. I'm asking to keep it so I can keep the things for my aunt and the school and, you know, and the Lake Association, the things that we store. We have a boat motor in there for the Lake Association. The reason I'm asked to store those things, or I have stored those things, is because I've been on the board, or my husband has been on the board. We don't just ask random members to store our things. It's somebody with responsibility to the Lake Association.
When we got the permit.
Yeah, and when our builder Alvin Schmucker got the permit, he hadn't asked us about the building. And so he signed the affidavit that said that we were going to get rid of it. And Alvin wrote a letter stating that, you know, he was mistaken. And I said, Alvin, you know, you shouldn't have signed that. You shouldn't have said that because we were unaware of that. We were unaware of the process in which you have to fill out the permit for, or, you know, or get the variance. And so when we applied for the variance, we wanted to know, do we need to pull it out? Do we need to, can we keep it? So I'm only trying to keep it for those three reasons: the Lake Association, my aunt. I mean, and you know, it seems like it's very important for these people that we don't. And this is fueled from Vengeance, our direct neighbor, which is sad because we share property. We sat in here for 30 minutes by ourselves with them. Not one word spoken. And that is, it's sad. It's hurtful. We share property down below that we share a dock, and we have to communicate. It really shouldn't be this way. It's sad. But that's all right.
Any other questions from the board? The petitioner?
I have a couple, I guess. So how far away is the shed from the building?
Ma'am, yeah.
Sorry,
That's
I should have asked before you said that.
30 to 40 feet.
Between, no, I thought it was more, you know, it might be on that paper you have.
I didn't see it, but that's all right. So, but nonetheless, but it's a solid structure. Is it on a foundation? Is it wood?
No, yes, it's on slabs.
Yeah, we pulled the permit for that.
For that,
shed.
I mean, is there an option to move it closer to the building?
We could probably have it moved closer.
So if
to
it
the
were
building.
attached to the building, this wouldn't be okay. This wouldn't be an issue.
If we attach it, we have to, I think we have to get it moved, which could be tricky with the sewer line. I mean, we can move it out through our driveway to get rid of it, but moving it close, I mean, I'm not sure. So if somebody could jockey it in there and then attach it, I'm not sure.
I'm just curious what the feasibility of moving was.
You wouldn't need any of this.
You wouldn't need any of this. If it were attached to the building, it would be considered, you're well under, I mean, it 1.09 acres is what I come up with, you're 49,000, just over 49,000 per feet. So I suspect that you're well under
Your impervious coverage.
your impervious coverages there. So
So
just curious, if it was a pole barn or something like that, if it's a foundation footer or something like that, but there is, I mean, if you're gonna get rid of it and you're gonna move it.
The
there's
shed
potential.
is on 4x4s sunk into the ground 3 feet, concreted into the ground.
the shed is on 4x4s, concreted into the ground, sunken in, anchored in, per our permit that we pulled in 2017 when we put it in. It was approved then.
Yeah, what, it's not impossible, right? And then.
It's a wood structure and the shed, the barn is a metal structure. I'm not sure how they would attach it.
Yeah. I had something else, but I forgot. That's all right. I'm good.
Okay, any other questions from the board?
I don't think so.
Okay. Any conditions to consider?
You can be seated then.
I always ask the question, doesn't mean there's anything relevant.
I don't think so. Okay. You guys think?
Just to verify that the builder did sign the affidavit.
Correct.
That, and the permit was pulled by the homeowner or the builder, not the homeowner.
Sometimes the owner doesn't know much of what the rules are.
Right.
Builder should,
Right.
if they're a full-time builder and are.
Maybe. Try to stop it.
Yeah.
Still looking at a 40 by 40 building. Anything
Sir,
they have.
Sir, you can't speak.
He just did.
That's right, because they have the burden of proof. They get to respond to your, please be seated, no rebuttal. No rebuttal of theirs. You had an opportunity to speak. They rebut yours. That's the way the system works. Whether you're in circuit court or you're here, the system works the same way.
Yeah, seems one-sided to me.
We have rules and procedures and we do our best to follow them.
These are provided by the state of Indiana. They're not drawn up by people. So here in Steuben County. So.
Yeah.
I can make a motion that we move to approve petition B-25-24 disregard. I make a motion that we move to approve petition B-25-23 as presented.
I second that.
This variance requests have been approved by a 3-to-1 vote count. And sir, if you're interested, you can appeal our decision, but it's more likely, it's usually, they're not overturned unless we violate procedures for the most part, because it's kind of considered a quasi judicial board. So I just informing you what your recourses potentially could be, so. You guys don't stay, you guys
There you
can
go.
Yeah. Yep.
E-25-24 Magnolia Lane Estates LLC / Jamie Stein petition for one land use variance for a retail shop / venue. Variance is to turn an existing residence to a small retail shop / venue for Lavender. Located at 3515 North Bayview Road, Section 4, Pleasant Township, map number 760604 00002100011. Here's an aerial photo. And we've got some dark site photos from site survey. This is up the driveway. This is looking toward the construction.
7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, right before the time change.
That's all I have.
If anybody wants copies or wants to review the voting sheets, they have the right to. If you want copies of them, you have to come back tomorrow.
See Charlie,
You then.
but he won't be there tomorrow though.
Yeah.
Well, that's right, it's Veterans Day.
Tyler didn't show up today.
Good evening, I'm Jamie Stein and member Lake James Lavender Company and also Magnolia Estates, who owns the property here. All right, the mission of our lavender field is to create a peaceful nature-based destination that promotes wellness, sustainability, and community engagement. By transforming our existing residents and surrounding lavender field into a seasonal boutique and gathering space, we will provide locally made lavender and wellness products, educational opportunities, and a beautiful maintained property that enhances Lake James and surrounding areas. The property consists of approximately 11 acres located across the street from Lake James. It is not lakefront. Currently featuring a single-family residence, paved parking areas, a 2.5-acre lavender field with over 6,000 plants, and a pavilion overlooking the field. The home faces west towards the lake and is accessed from Bayview Road. No new permanent structures are proposed. Our existing home's main floor will serve as the small retail shop featuring lavender-based wellness and gift products. The pavilion and patio, we hope, will host yoga and wellness and meditation classes, as well as craft making classes out of some of our products. We also hope to have a lot of educational partnerships with local schools and wellness organizations. Occasional small gatherings, such as small weddings or family reunions, would likely be held as well. The business will operate seasonally with the help of local employees that share our passion for lavender and its benefits. On site, we have 33 paved parking slots with additional room for future growth if needed. All activities will maintain our residential character, ensuring a warm and inviting environment for visitors. The business will enhance the visual landscape of Bayview Road, attract visitors to Angola, support other local businesses, and provide wellness and educational programs. Lavender cultivation promotes biodiversity and requires no water except for rain, no chemicals, no fertilizers, demonstrating environmental stewardship. Adequate on-site parking ensures a smooth flow of traffic and prevents roadside congestion. Our neighbors continually have enjoyed seeing and learning about our lavender. which adds a calming and picturesque element to our community. This helps maintain the beauty and tranquility of our neighborhood. Future plans include expanded community partnerships, additional wellness events, and ongoing property beautification. We currently are working with Trine University with one of their classes, their chemical engineering class, and it's going to be a really fun project. So we hope to do future things like that as well. The Lavender Farm aims to serve as a model for sustainable agritourism in Steuben County. In conclusion, our proposed seasonal lavender shop and small venue align with Angola's comprehensive plan by supporting small business growth, rural charm, and environmental responsibility. We respectfully request approval of a special use variance to allow the operation at 3515 North Baby Road.
Thank you. All right, questions from the board?
So you're saying this is seasonal? When in the spring to the fall?
We haven't defined exact dates, but we're thinking probably May through maybe the beginning of October, and we've entertained the thought of maybe a little pop-up right before Christmas.
Is it currently your primary residence?
It is currently used as, it's been used this past summer as an Airbnb.
Okay. And then at one point you mentioned wedding venues, but you also mentioned 33 paid parking spots. How do you plan to accommodate that?
Well, it would have to be a small wedding, first of all.
Okay,
Or we would have to add more parking spaces.
okay. And then I have a question for Charlie. The variances typically, they go with the property, not the owner. So if,
That's correct.
So it's not gonna change, is it, what you have,
So-
it's not gonna change what the zoning is on it, correct?
no, but it would stay as, it would stay as a special exception to be used commercially if they decided they wanted to.
Specifically for the approved use, or, yeah, specifically for that.
Variance, so the use is, assuming you pass it as presented.
It would carry with the property, not, so it could be sold, but it would have to be.
It might be restricted.
Gotcha. Okay, no, that's all I have.
Can I add something about that? So I know that the property in the past has been, it's been a commercial, it was commercial at one time. It was a real estate shop. I believe it was a horse barn and a store, I've been told. I'm not really for sure about that, but I know that it's been used for many different things in the past. So that's what I have to say.
No, I.
Was it reversed before, Charlie, or has it always been that?
It's always been zone like residence. That's what I've
It's
seen.
it's all ours.
It might have had a commercial building, but I mean, that could have predated a zoning ordinance that would have had any restrictions. So I'm not sure if it would have required any special meeting for those particular uses that it had before.
Any other questions from the board? Okay, we were out there and it's kind of dark. Do you plan on putting out any exterior lights, like for parking? I'm just thinking about the impact of the neighborhood, so.
Right. Oh, I understand that completely, and we're completely open to that. I mean,
But is there any plans for any outdoor lighting?
we do have some outdoor lighting at the pavilion and around surrounding the home. There is none currently going up the driveway, but
Yeah, because if you have a wedding, it might carry on to 11 o'clock at night when it's dark.
right.
Are you, like, if most weddings I've been to have a DJ, are you gonna have like an outdoor DJ if that's? I'm thinking about music carrying off to the neighbors, because you're kind of
Right.
close to a lot of people.
Right. We would definitely restrict the hours of operation for that not to disturb, we would follow any county ordinances.
Yeah, because
for
there
that.
is, we do have an ordinance
Right,
with light on the property line, noise at the property line, so there are restrictions for those
Right.
things for commercial use.
we would respectfully follow any rules and regulations that are in place for that. And we're not trying to
Yeah.
create anything crazy.
I'm
here.
just
We
letting you know what
Right,
you're getting
right.
yourself into.
Okay, right.
So,
But be careful on your assumption there too, because the lighting and the noise ordinance don't apply to residential.
Yeah,
So it's commercial, but not residential.
okay.
So that may be something to consider.
Well, the use would be at least commercial, so
So, but it would still be like residential.
the zoning.
So yeah, I'm just thinking, you know,
Maybe that should be part of our,
restriction.
yeah, if they're gonna use it for, and another question I have, you said, you've used the structure there for an Airbnb in the past, or do you plan on continuing that use going forward? So this could be a replacement for that use. Okay. Okay, I don't know if I have any other questions. I might think of another one here. Thank you. I'm gonna ask the public for their input at this time. Is there anyone in the public that can speak in favor or opposition to this land use variance?
Doug Kirsten, live at 60 Lane, 400 Lake James, right across the road. I think what Jamie has done is beautiful. She's done a fabulous job with that. It's gorgeous. I like the idea that it won't be an Airbnb. She does own a property across the street, just right 3 down from me, that is Airbnb, which is fine. I guess I want to go back. It was back in the early 60s, late 50s. It was a commercial property. Chuck Southern owned it at the time, and his business was on transistor radios. So they did that. And then it's been on and off stores and stuff. Mr. Stuckey might remember years ago when Mr. Lechner got ready to build the condos down there in the corner. Nobody in the plan commission realized at that time that he owned that property up there. And his plan was to develop it and bring people onto the lake through the condos he built. He got the permit to build the condos, but they wrote all the laws in not letting people come onto the lake. So that was good. My only thing is, I think this is fabulous. It's gorgeous. I just want to make sure there's nothing hidden. You brought up something about the lights and all that. I mean, I think that's nice to know. I don't think that'd be a bother, but yeah, I want to make sure no one, if they're using that building up there for that, hey, if you want to go across the lake and use the lake for a while, go ahead. I don't want anything hidden in it, but I think it's gorgeous. So that's all I have to say.
Okay. Thank you. Would anyone else like to speak at this time? Okay. I guess I have one more question for the petitioner. You see, you having a small retail shop, is that going to be something that's going to be like by appointment only? You're going to have set business hours, or people coming on for an event and you're just going to happen to be open just because that event's there?
Right, we will have we'll have set business hours during the daytime. I'm sure we haven't exactly set those, but I'm guessing somewhere around 9 to 5, 3 or 4 days a week, 5 days a week. We haven't gotten that far just because we haven't been approved yet, but it will be during the daytime hours and Does that answer your question?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
Conditions on this?
Yeah, I think those light and noise at the property line should be, as commercial use should be in effect for this particular land use.
We'll have to, put it in like we verbally say on that one. Mr. Chairman, I vote we grant B-25 -24 as presented with conditions. Is that what you want me to say? With the lights and noise. You want to do like 10 o'clock?
Yeah, I mean, it's
10 PM.
10 PM, that's because that's when it's just getting kind of dark.
I'll second that.
As presented.
As presented with the
With the conditions.
conditions, the 2 conditions.
What,
For light and
how am I
noise to be done
gonna
at
word
10.
it? Light and noise to stop at the property line,
Comply
light.
with the current
Can we just,
noise ordinance.
yeah, can you just defer to the current condition?
That's
For the
required
current
for commercial use.
Commercial use, conditional ordinances.
That would be better put than just like a set timer.
Well, and you know, and that would require them to comply by all commercial ordinances that would apply. I mean, that are relevant. I mean, some of them certainly aren't relevant, but the lighting and the noise ordinance would be. So,
I think it's like midnight or 1, I think, and that'd be,
I don't know what
I don't know, but whatever the current county residential. I think that's better. I agree with you on that.
I said, as presented with the condition that all commercial light and noise ordinances are applicable.
With current
With current,
county.
current commercial, current commercial.
Use, all ordinances that regulate current commercial use.
Correct.
Yeah, I'm gonna read it one more time. But the condition that it meets, that it follows the ordinances that regulated current and commercial uses. I got that worded wrong. As presented with the condition that it meets the current ordinances that regulate commercial use.
Just much.
Were you here when we did the?
I was very green then.
A lot later than this when that was finished.
Yeah, and they had an appeal, the planning director's decision on that, and that, I'd never seen so much money being spent on attorney's fees in one room at one time.
It's like,
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
I know. But each party had like 3 attorneys representing them, so it's like the board had an attorney, the planning director had an attorney, plus the 50 people position, and now I had 2 or 3 people there and like lined up, it's like, holy cow. All right, back to our business part. This variance has been approved by a 4-0 vote count.
Did we do minutes?
Did not.
Charles.
10 minutes.
Well, we can.
Tear us up.
The meeting's still in session, so we
I'm
can.
sorry.
I can still cover that.
It's Christina's fault.
No, it's not.
And Tara, what were the minutes that you were still working on? Was that August?
July and September is what I sent.
And August is what you're still working on. Okay, so yeah, I sent you July and September.
Okay, well, you have been presented minutes from the July and September meetings of this year. Is there any additions or corrections to those minutes? Okay. Move to approve?
Aye.
Yes.
So is that Dan and Landon?
Yeah.
Is that how it was?
Okay, roll call vote?
Karen DeForest,
Yes.
Landon Brown,
Yes.
Dan Reinhold,
Yes.
Doug Smith.
Yes.
Thanks, guys.
Is there any additional business for this meeting this evening?
All of our meetings are normal, right? We don't have any upcoming changes because on this one.
There's two next month though.
We just have, I believe it's the 3rd and the 8th next month off the top of my head.
It's the third.
December third?
Planning commission, and then, yeah, sorry, for our,
BZA, just to summary.
I'm talking to you two, because you're on both,
Yeah.
Lawrence.
Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So
Okay, meeting's adjourned.
Would say Landon.
7:58.
I-
Thank you.
It's a break.
Out of lavender. Man.
Pretty good. You've been walking down to a little minimum.
Did you take that one?
I know that, that's what.
Right, right. You want to make sure that it's right.
I drive by this one